time to actually ask questions. And if I can answer them, I will. No question is too silly, too whatever, funny, whatever. I tend to work well if I'm just going off the cuff and going crazy. I kind of go a bit unconscious when I do videos or this sort of stuff, and I just sort of like, I love, the more manic it gets, the more I love it. And Drew, who's the tattooed beast behind the camera, he's like two Leos, just like absolutely like run around like high-fiving like idiots. Anyway, so we like it if it gets frantic and stuff happens. So the more frantic, the better, as far as we're concerned. So I don't know if we're almost ready to go on.
You're the talent. You go whenever you're ready. I'm recording on both. Tegan, thanks for sharing the live.
Yeah, cool.
If anyone who can share the live, it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah,
and those little heart likes. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I love this sort of stuff because, as I said, with TikTok, it's very difficult to do little answer within a short amount of time, seeing I like to ramble about what I like. So this is much easier. So I like the questions, and it's fun for us, fun for me, and it's good. It's interactive. I like interactive rather than static and weird. My name's ChristianLangeder, and I'm an equine soft tissue therapist. I specialise in treating muscular issues in performance horses. Do we want to start, Drew? All right. Yes. Welcome to episode 7. We made 7. All right. So this is cool. I'm going to just start off. Interesting week for me. We had some last week. Oh, we're going from grand final week last week to Bathurst week this week. And for those of you who don't know, I like cars. So anyway, so I like the racing. This week, let me see. I was at Carol Haynes, Hamilton Dressage. So I was at Hamilton Dressage, a bunch of really nice horses there. I was also, this week, I was at Urel's. Jim Mason, hello again. We got to take the piss out of you more. Lisa Coffey, Racing Hearts. Racing Hearts, what they do is they do assisted therapies with thoroughbreds. So they get off the track thoroughbreds, do assisted therapies. I was there treating this week. That was pretty groovy. Wendy Kelly, Alex Ray are a regular on my thing. Brett Scott, he's a small trainer out of Mornington. Where else were we? Ray Bazenko. If you've not ever seen Ray, Ray's an amazing old bloke. He's a trainer. He's cool. I always say, for those people who think that people do this for the money, they have not seen Ray Bazenko's hands. Like, this guy has worked his life. He's the most amazing man, and you can just see he's worked hard. And there's something about that sort of salt of the earth, incredible trainer, hard-working person that I like. Aside from that, yesterday was, I guess, all around like Pakenham area. Oh, Trish, and where's Joyce? Where's Joyce as a show jumper? We were out there in Jumbunna. So hey to them. Anyway, it was a big week as usual. And I finished off at Bonio Park for some para equestrians, I think. And so I was treating for Susan Wells. She had a really cute horse called Odie, and he was a bit of a pest to start with, but we finally got him in the zone. Anyway, how are we going, Drew?
I've already got a question.
Yes, good.
Balloon pop.
Yeah.
Would like to know, who would you go for in the Melbourne Cup? Oh, God, I haven't even had a chance to look. So I'm a really bad person to ask. I don't even know who's in the Everest at this point. So Melbourne Cup, you know what, I never give tips for big races like Melbourne Cup or the Everest or any of that, because every one of the horses is a freak, and you can always have something like Pirates of Penzance or whatever, that one, the old Darren Weir horse. Anyway, you never know who's going to win because they're all amazing animals, they're all freaks, and it just takes one of them to be on their game for the day to be able to win. So, no, I haven't looked and don't know yet. Can't see, Drew. I'm looking through the... Abigail would like to know what your favourite kind of horse is.
Thoroughbreds. I like thoroughbreds. I find them really innocent. Really open and honest. So what you get with a thoroughbred, if they're scared, they let you know that they're scared. Some other horses can be scared and go too internal, and then you get yourself injured. I just like them. I love the sport. That's probably not a popular thing to say. I come from a BMX racing background, so racing horses to me is just something that I love. I like seeing horses absolutely go hard at it, and just like I love seeing what happens and being able to interact with the horse afterwards. So seeing if it got injured or if it's just being lazy or whatever, and fixing them and watching them go again. So my competitive nature leans it towards racing.
Let's do one more before we start.
Sure.
I knew this was coming. Any horses running today that you've worked on?
I haven't even had a look. I've got my no, right. I'm sure there are. My phone's over here, and I haven't had a chance to look. So no, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there are. Look up, Shane Nichols, Greg Urell, Wendy Kelly, Alex Ray, Jason Warren. I don't know. I think Seb Song could be running. I don't know if he's running again or anyway.
We can knock two of these out because they're the same question.
Yes.
Have you been kicked or injured through your work? And follow up from Robin, how's the shoulder going?
Yeah, there you go. Have I been? Yeah, excuse me while I have I been kicked or injured? That's I don't know if you can see it, but that was an injury. Had about 6 months off recently. Yes, and that was a really insignificant one. I've been kicked 3 times maybe in 25 years, bitten once really well at Godolphin by a horse called Luna Spin. And this was just a little yearling that just startled and dislocated my shoulder and ripped all the muscles off the front of my shoulder. So had a reconstruction, and we're good to go now. Better. Cool. We're at Wendy Kelly Racing. Wendy's filming.
Hi, Christian.
It's Foxy, isn't it?
This is Foxy.
This is Foxy. We just had a few other little bits and pieces, but I wanted to take the opportunity to show you a real ghosty kind of a soreness. There's a little bit of a tremble in here. What it is if you want to, this is my Pandora's box, a whole bunch of stuff can go on here, but you can see it's just a little bit of a flinch. Yeah. This is a lat here. It actually attaches right there. Yeah. Now, how I can determine that it's a lat, and it's the muscle that they pull with, and not the tricep, is if I actually check the tricep, you can see that's quite soft. Yeah. There's not much going on there. But when I go into the border of the lat, it's this one here. So I'm just going to strip it out. Not really common, and like I said, it's kind of ghosty because it's such a thing. On us, it's a big muscle, but on horses, it's a really thin sheet that covers the ribs. And so she's going to completely ignore me while I treat her. Good girl. Maybe not. And now you can see. It's still going to move. But you can see the attachment is completely gone and disappeared. Yeah. So it's just, like I said, it's a ghosty one. Just check it on your own horse and see how you go. As I said, there's the area that I call my Pandora's box, and what happens is there's a whole bunch of different muscles that attach to there. Could be from the groin, could be psoas, could be pelvic, could be lower back, could be kissing spine or spinal changes, etc. On that one, it's a tricky one because you always see just a little bit of a shudder, but that's a classic example of you don't treat where the actual soreness is. When I started treating horses, God, a long time ago, I used to always think if there was a flinch in the back that I would have to treat the back. And so I realised that it's actually an attachment to an actual muscle. So that's a good indicator of, right. That's a good indicator of when you have a look at my website and it shows you how to check a horse. The second one is a confirmation point that it's actually the lat. So I just run my hand over the border of the actual muscle. If it flinches, then I fix the lat and the little twitch in the back disappears. True. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Questions?
Yes, mate.
Do you still work for Godolphin?
No. I worked with them for about a year. No, I don't. They were taken over by James Cummings. He had someone else. He had someone that he used. So, no, I haven't been there for a while. Amazing stable to work for, though.
Linda, who's also asked earlier, when can we see you live? So I'm guessing she's not in Melbourne. Then also, do you do clinics?
No, but I'm going to try to. You know what? So I'm writing a course teaching people how I how I treat horses. At the moment, you've already got a whole thing on how I check horses. It's an educational module, lots of modules on my website. It just teaches you how to check. As I say, I sound like Mr. Miyagi because I want people to learn how to check horses before they learn how to treat, because if you don't know what's sore, you can't fix it. So on the website, go and have a look at it, langederequine.com. I will, at the moment, I'm writing a course on how I treat, and then I'm going to definitely do clinics, and I would love to do them all around the world or live, whatever. Definitely America, Canada, England, and and Ireland are on my marking, definitely on my to-do list, to-be list, whatever.
Abigail, what's up, Abigail? Has there been a horse that you'll always remember, and why?
Yeah, there's one. Urel had a grey horse called Blaze Jowski. And he was a good racehorse. He wasn't fantastic, but he was just really interactive. And whenever you went to treat him anywhere, he'd always lift his legs up and do really weird stuff. And so I guess because he was grey, he was a bit of a dude. He loved to snuggle, and he was always like helping me treat him. I did quite a few videos of him early on in the piece when I was doing things. He was just a really cool, excuse me, allergies. He was just a really cool go-to horse. I just adored him. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Blaze Jowski. Sorry. Right. This is Black Pen. Speaking of Greg Urels, this is Black Pen. I just had to do this one. He was just so shiny and looked so incredible. Urel's horses always look amazing. They're always shiny. It's a great stable. I've been there for a very long time, probably the most impeccably organised stable that I go to, race stable that I go to. Their systems are just amazing, and their horses are always incredible. This is Black Pen. I like these kind of quiet ones where people chill out. I'm going to put another one on either today or tomorrow that's longer, because even though they're not as often looked at, a lot of people like them just to chill out to. So I like to put meditation music to them and just have them playing for a period. I think rather than me talking, which I always seem to do, this is probably more of a true indication of what my day looks like. So my day is usually just chilling out with horses, treating them, and it's just like, I just like to show what my days usually look like. So
what was going on with Black Pen here?
He had sore hamstrings. I'm just fixing the biceps femoris there. I'm not sure when he's running. He could be running this weekend. I have no idea. But he just had a bit of a sore medial glute and hamstring. There you go. You can see him dipping as I go into the medial glute. But this is sort of like my mad scientist moments. I kind of always got little theories running off in my head, and I just do my thing. I should have probably put music over this when I did it. But, when you do the videos, I got into a habit after I got injured, I got out of the habit of filming. And so I've had a real hard time getting back into actually filming, and I've been just catching up on work. So it's nice to finally start filming again and doing this on YouTube, who's kind of created the need to continue filming stuff. So there you go. That's Black Pen. He's a sweetie.
Perfect timing. Linda again. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
When would you be in Queensland?
Not for a long... I have no intention of going to Queensland. I've got to go to Sydney this week for Benedetta, who's going to be racing in Sydney. It is going to be fly in, fly out, try to, be quick, get out. I can't leave here for too long because trying to catch up on my work after I've gone anywhere. I've done it. I tried it with Singapore. Even if I take a week off, it takes me about 2 months to catch up on my work. So I'm pretty much stuck in Melbourne at the moment.
Linda says, "Oh, come on."
Sorry, Linda.
I've got a Peter Jean saying, "Hi, it's PJ." Do we know?
Yes.
Peter Jean?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Hello.
Magical AF22. Oh my God, you're live. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? I am. So any questions, feel free to go for it.
So we've got more of the same.
Yep.
Do you travel to SA? So
South Australia? No.
Asking the same question.
Yeah. It's so difficult for me to travel, unfortunately, and that's why at the moment we're trying to do as much online as possible and things like this so I can help people understand their horses better. via, on the internet, or via TikTok, etc. My most popular areas are actually America and Canada, and the UK. So this gives them an opportunity to also speak to me. But in the UK, unfortunately, I think it's like 2:00 in the morning. So you're probably either drunk, stoned, or just an insomniac if you're watching right now.
You should come to Scotland if you haven't already.
No, I'd love to.
Christian always says no, but if anyone wants to send a private jet for him and a +1, we can arrange
something.
To
yeah, crazy offers.
Yeah.
As Drew likes to say, they're absolute crazy offers. Absolutely. But it would have to be crazy to take me away from all the stuff that I am obligated to do here.
Magical AF, tell us where you are and what you are doing. When are you coming to the US?
I'd love to.
I saw you started an online type of deal. I think he's referring to the website, or she, sorry.
Is that, I don't know if you mean the actual diagnostic component of the website, or if you're talking about online, this video that we're doing on YouTube. The reason why we're doing YouTube videos is so I can explain stuff better. Anyway,
They're saying the website.
The website, yes, the website. So I think that anyone that has a horse, I know I'd say this, but the whole reason why I'm doing this and the website is to teach people how to check their own horses. The more you know about your own horse, the better you can make informed decisions. And so I created the website to help you learn how to check your horse. There is a bunch of stuff on there. If you have a look at the website, there's an example of one of the modules. I think there's over 50, there's got to be at least 50 videos, written content, anatomical diagrams. In the US, it's 150 US a year or 250 US for a lifetime subscription. That is so cheap for the amount of information you get. And I tell you what, it's going to cook your head with the amount of stuff that's on there. So absolutely, I can't recommend it enough. I mean, it gives you an opportunity to get into my brain.
Follow on from those, that person is saying looked like a learning series, and then there's another one saying, is there an online certification you can obtain? So if you can clear up that's a diagnostic, but the treatment is coming? Yeah,
the treatment is coming. So the diagnostic is there. As I said, you need to learn how to check your horse before any treatment is going to be effective. I don't care if you're an osteopath, acupuncturist, using a massage gun, using infrared, using whatever, ultrasound. If you don't know which muscle to put it on, it doesn't matter what you learn or what you have, it's going to be ineffective. So you need to learn how to check your own horse. It's like just, I don't know, Drew explained it once, and I keep on trying to grasp the word, but it's education. It's a whole complete thing online. I'm sure it's going to change because I'll always fiddle with it, but it is a massive thing that you can have anytime. If you get it on your phone in the stables, it'll come up with a horse with all these numbers, and you can just press on the dots wherever you have a reaction for your horse. You can press on the dots and it goes straight to a module that explains exactly what you're looking at. The part where I teaching people how to treat, yes, I'm writing that. It's going to be a certificate course. I would say it's at least 6 months away. It's coming, but as I said, even though that's coming, learning how to treat is useless if you don't know what you're treating. So I still think that learning about soreness is the key thing, and this is what we're trying to do here.
So Magical AF, do you want a US green card because I can divorce my husband? Just checking that Pucci is 2 rooms away. So
that's so funny. Let's see what happens when we get to the States. Thank you. Thanks for the offer.
But yes, diagnostic resource.
That's the best. Yes.
Currently up.
Yes.
But, the treatment certified.
That's the word. I love the idea of it being a diagnostic resource, because you can keep coming back to it every time you look at your horse and you see something. It's a resource that you have in your back pocket in your phone that you can actually, whenever you see something wrong with your horse, you can go back to the website and check it out and go, all right, this is what I have. I don't need a vet, or I do need a vet, or I do need a saddle fitter. Or it explains everything. As I said, it's like having my brain right there for you, or how I check there for you.
Final one from Magical. Don't block me. Sorry about that. I've been drinking.
Awesome.
Obviously in the US, love the
That's fine.
work. That's all awesome, but
it's okay. You can drink. We're fine. We're happy with that.
With that 6 months away-ish for the treatment.
Yes.
Thing, there will be pre-orders opening prior to that, so that you can book and solidify your place. Body workers also benefit from cultivating relationships with vets.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge fan. I said this in my last one. Sorry, I'm getting carried away with these and not these, but I said this in my last one. I'm very aware of when I'm getting out of my lane. I'm very mindful of knowing what I know and knowing what I don't know. I work with a lot of vets. Both naturopathic vets, normal vets, everything. I work with saddle fitters, farriers, dentists, everyone. I know enough about saddles to know that you need a saddle fitter. I know enough about gut issues or structural issues to know that you need to see a vet. I can help you diagnose by emission, so you know that it's not other particular things, which helps you determine if it's a gut or a sacrum or a kissing spinal changes when you need to see a vet, or if it's like spinal or the rear of your saddle. I like having a group of people. I love specialists. I'm a soft tissue specialist. I love having specialist vets that I deal with. I deal with them all the time, especially in Spring Carnival with the really, like the multi-million-dollar horses or the group horses. And we're getting qualifiers now for the Olympics as well. So I love dealing with the vets and I find it really easy. And yes, you have to have a good relationship with them. And they're the ones with a doctorate, so be kind to them and be nice and be respectful. I have to pick them. Australia. So this is pretty typical of what Gav finds and is able to fix really easy. This guy is so sore everywhere. All this is really fixable stuff, but everything about him is cramping and spasming. You're going to have a completely different horse very soon. So
just general muscle soreness everywhere, and he's never had any help in that department probably either. So
it's just cramping, it's just spasming. The feet wouldn't help, but this is all structurally. There's nothing really structurally wrong. Everything's fine. He's just gotten to a point where he's just. Nothing's going to work like this. So yeah. It's easy fix. All right, I like this one. Drew has found a really old video. This is Gavin Bedgegood. He's a trainer out of Cranbourne. I think he's an incredible trainer. I worked with him for a lot in his early stages when he was getting horses from other trainers, fixing them and kicking ass with them. He did so well. I think he's going to be, in the future, I think he's going to be one of the great trainers. I have an enormous amount of respect for him. This is one of the old videos. In fact, one of my very first videos was at Gav's place. And so obviously we're in the middle of Cranbourne. There are a lot of Corellas around. It's noisy. This is just one of the early videos while I was trying to get an idea of what I was trying to show everybody. And here's the after, I think. So you've got the before. This is after. Nothing there, that's all nice and soft. So we pretty much got rid of it all in one treatment. That's not bad. Look, I'm sure it's going to come back a little bit, but it's all going to be fixable. He'll be great.
Yeah, beautiful. Add a bit of magnesium to his diet as well.
Absolutely. I love magnesium. It's a muscle relaxant. That's what it needed. That's what he needed. So, but aside from that, just work, good food, a couple of treatments, and magnesium would be right.
Beautiful. Thank you.
No worries. So I like this because I haven't seen this for ages. I like it because it was at the early stages where I realised I needed to be able to show before and after in my videos. And the reason why I had to show before and after was because I knew a lot of people when I only showed the pain side of it or the spasm, the involuntary spasm of the muscle side. A lot of people would say you can't fix that by massage, and then that's why I started showing people that yes, you can. So anyway, that was really cool to see. Thanks, Drew. What a guy.
A couple of questions.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's addressing that video. What kind of magnesium, please?
Magnesium oxide powder. It's a crude form of magnesium, but it uptakes really well. So magnesium oxide powder. And not the granules, the powder. We use here in Australia, I use Corsmag. They use it for sheep and cattle. Just good for cramping. But if you've got anyway, I won't complicate it, but that's what I'd recommend.
What is your opinion on kinesiology?
I love kinesiology. I love it for me. I love it for animals. I'm a big fan of anything that's weird and subtle as far as bodywork is concerned. So I'm up for kinesiology. I think is brilliant.
It's me, Christian. It's Amanda from Albury.
Hello, Amanda from Albury. Hello.
Magical AF says, kinesiology, I assume, talking about. Great question. I'm on the fence about it.
About what? About
I guess
kinesiology?
I think so, yes.
Oh, yeah, no, don't be on the fence about it. Go and see a kinesiologist and you won't be.
What type of magnesium we did that?
Yep.
We need you here in Scotland.
I know.
Join the club.
Me too.
Send the jet.
Send a jet.
Love your account. Who was that? Holly was. Andy, hi from Canada.
Canada, I love Canada.
Granny's Undies is back.
Oh, Granny's Undies, hello.
Christian, what will be a future achievement you would like to achieve?
Oh, I tell you what I want to achieve is that I've only recently had is I have a fascination for all the old people, like all the old farm guys that have been treating horses for years, like the people that I knew when I was starting. I would love to get a whole group of those blokes together and actually have drinks or a dinner and just talk shit and get to know. It's sort of like Penn and Teller, isn't it? The magicians. It's sort of like show us your best trick. You know, I'd love to be able to do that. That would be a highlight for me. Obviously, doing clinics. Structuring a clinic and getting it together and actually doing it, I can't wait to do that. I think it's going to go off when I get it done, when I actually sort it. But my little personal one is trying to get all these old healer blokes together and talk shit about what we do.
How do you check for ulcers?
Look at my TikTok. There's a video just the other day and it will show you. It's a bit of a it always gets polarizing responses. I've spoken about Dr. DePaolo in the States. He does a similar thing, but he also uses acupressure points to determine it. I check hindgut and for ulcers, or I say ulcers, but it's acidosis lesions and ulcers. But again, as I was saying about specialists, I know enough about it to know that it's not muscular, it's definitely the gut, and we should be seeing a vet for medication or for their opinion. And they can either scope or just medicate. I think that scoping is pretty invasive if medication... Anyway, I have opinions about scoping, but I never stand in the way of a vet. Whatever they need to do, they do, and I'm happy to stand by them.
Tribal Trooper 67, what about old women? We can talk shit too.
That's true, right? There aren't too many old women healers here that have done that stuff. Most of the people that I'm thinking of very specific people that I know, like Don Hoffman with a wooden leg. There's like all these really fascinating people. Even Brendan McCarthy, who's a chiropractor-based guy here. I'd love to just have a beer with them. It'd be really interesting to hear their perspective as opposed to mine. We're all really successful in our own right, so it'd be really cool to get a bunch of successful people at what they do, bring them together and just have time to have a beer.
When treating, what areas of the horse require you to stop talking at your videos and concentrate on treatment?
If I feel under my hands that there's something a little more acute or chronic going on, if I feel like it's not shifting or if it feels like it has a particular feel under my fingers, I'm feeling for things. If I feel that it's all of a sudden it's like really hot, or I can actually feel what the pain feels like in the horse. This is getting a bit too weird for this, but when I put my hands on the horse, I can feel what they're feeling. So if all of a sudden I feel a horse and there's something really acute or sharp, it stops me in my tracks and I have to concentrate. Got that?
I love this question.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, I've made this look like I do nothing. This is 25 years of practice at making it look like an illusion. So what happens is, when you see me rolling and palpating or rolling and checking for soreness, I'm already treating. So that's sort of like what I'm doing there is kind of a Bowen therapy-esque kind of move. I'm rolling the muscles and I'm opening up the fascia. I'm creating what's called like a piezoelectrical effect within the fascia, sucking fluid back into itself and rehydrating the fascia. Sounds really complicated. It looks really simple. And so what happens is I'm already opening up the fascia. I'm making sure that all the muscles can slide along each other. Then what happens is I look for a involuntary spasm. That's a soreness that you see. When I find the soreness and I'm looking for particular patterns in muscles or in horses, when I find the soreness, then what I do is I rest my fingers on the muscle. Literally, I'm just barely touching and I'm tripping the muscle out. What I mean by that is that there's a Golgi tendon organ within
Golgi tendon organ.
Muscular structure to the tendons. What it is, it's actually a release mechanism that stops you from ripping your muscles off your bones when you grab something too heavy or when you overexert yourself. And what happens with that is sometimes there's a balancing mechanism as well. It tightens up and it doesn't realize it's tightening up, or it goes into spasm, or it makes the muscle go into spasm. There are different ways of making that realize that it's in spasm and release. One of those is stretching, another one's rubbing, another one is flicking it. There are all different ways. I found a way that I can actually just touch the muscle. I initiate a response in the muscle and it releases that mechanism. So a lot of things to learn to make that look so simple. I like that it looks like a bit of an illusion. I don't mind it. It's taken a while for me to make it look like that. Anyway, there you go. That's the answer to the question. Thanks for asking. Bye.
So, as I said, I'm going to create a certificate course teaching people how I treat. There is a whole bunch of stuff that you need to know before you can treat, and the way I do. I'm obsessed by muscle, nerve, and fascia. Obviously, Golgi tendon organs as well. So the idea is that you need to understand all these different things before you can do something that simple. I have one of the people that I learnt from, his name's Russell Sturgis from Fascial Kinetics, which is a Bowen therapy technique. He used to say that it's like having intent and having an understanding of what you're doing is like putting shot in a bullet or shot in a like a shotgun bullet. The more intent you have or the more understanding you have about what you're doing, the more potent that bullet becomes, or the more potent your treatment will become. So the biggest part of teaching people how to do what I do, and I can teach it, I've taught it, I've shown it to 8-year-old girls that have got a sore pony. I've taught Indian guys in Singapore, like the stable hands. I can teach it. I know I can teach it. I've taught 2 people, once in the States, once here, treating the way I treat. It's just having a clear understanding of, firstly, which muscle you're treating, and secondly, what you're actually doing when you're rolling the muscle and touching it and tripping it out. Drew!
Manny Rodriguez has asked a couple of times, can you tell me how you got started, which people have heard before, but if you want to do a crazy run?
Yes, BMX racing. I messed myself up racing BMXs. This was about 25 years ago. I then decided that I didn't want to be in hospitality. I wanted to work with animals. Didn't know how that was going to look. It started off canine behaviour. This is a real quick version. Started off as canine behaviour, but while I was trying to get myself right, because I couldn't walk unaided for about 6 months after my BMX accident, I just developed a fascination for different types of therapies. And it appeared to me that the more subtle the therapy, like osteopathy, sacrocranial osteopathy, even like all sorts of stuff, the more subtle, the more it seemed to help me. So I was fascinated by that. And then I just became absolutely obsessed with it, started treating dogs, and then went on to horses.
And Manny, how you get started is jump and follow on all the platforms, and you'll find out when Christian releases his treatment certificate course.
Yeah, and paint the fence.
So give us a follow, and get on the
learn how
diagnostic website first and get started. Will horses with kissing spine always palpate as sore to the touch when you're feeling them?
No. Well, kissing spine, spinal changes, arthritic, it's such a variation of, like, it's a progressive thing. So things with true kissing spine, yes, probably, but I speak with a lot of vets about this. Some vets I overdiagnose for kissing spine or overtreat, like, I'm sure that's true for anything, but some of the vets that I believe, if you've got a kissing spine that's only really mild, you can just do the rehab work, and we've noticed that you get just as much of an effect just doing the rehab work as in collecting them, getting them to strengthen their spine, etc., and working them properly rather than hollow. You're able to manage that quite easily.
Okay, thanks Holly for that question. Hi Christian, what advice do you have for newer equine sports therapists that work on muscles?
Get as many horses under your hands as possible. I like if you donate time to either big stables or rescue places, etc. Read as much as you can. I like the two therapies that I like. I like Emmett, I like osteopathy, I like Bowen therapy. I think that read as many books, muck around as much as possible, and realise that you're going to fuck up and that's okay. And you're going to feel like a really shit human being if you don't fix things. That's okay too, because that either forces you to learn or makes people leave the industry.
That was from Maddie Taylor. Thanks, Maddie.
Thanks, Maddie.
Jody McAllister. I have a question about an atlas wing injury as a weanling.
Sure.
Am I saying the right words?
Yep, you are,
okay.
yes.
Now a 2-year-old can't pass anything over.
Can't
pass anything over.
Her head. Yeah, over her head.
I guess.
Maybe,
yes,
yeah.
She says later her head, yes.
Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, you're going to have it's going to be probably really protective of that area. C1, C2, you're going to have to treat that. There may be jaw stuff. If it's a fracture and they're going to be protective of that, I'm not sure, aside from desensitizing it, what you can do for it.
We want to know how many times you've been kicked.
3 times in 25 years.
Peach and Stasha, I don't own a horse or ride, but am amazed with your work. Absolutely love it.
Thank you. I love those. I was at a place, I'm restoring an old car, and I was at a place, and there's this big dude called Spiro who has almost as many tattoos as Drew, and he was giving me having a crack at me. I was having a crack at him, and all of a sudden he's like, hang on a second, you're that bloke on the internet. Anyway, and I'm like, oh, which bloke? And he's like, the horse guy. And I'm like, yeah, actually. And he goes, oh, I freaking love you. Now, he's got cars. He's never had a horse. I love, look, I get it a lot. I love it. I think it's awesome. I like that it's entertaining, and I like that I'm bringing horsey stuff to people who are not horsey.
Yeah, I'm in that gang as well.
Hey, yeah.
McAllister, have you seen any horse? This is going back to the one with the head.
Yes.
The Atlas.
Yes.
Have you seen any horses eventually able to be rehabbed of this sort of thing?
It's a very specific thing. I would have to see how bad the fracture is. Honestly, I would make sure that your vet has a look at it. It's something that I would pass on to vets. Even if there was discomfort, I would want to make sure through a vet that we didn't have anything that was permanent and horrible.
Linda, your wife is so lucky you have God's hands.
Yes.
Well, Linda, Pucci has a TikTok. Maybe follow her and
there you go.
Have a chat.
Yes.
Cullen Sorrells, vet student in Texas.
Oh, hello.
Had a lecture over manual therapy from Dr. Trotter today.
Yep.
Pretty cool stuff.
How cool is that? You know what? As a vet student, if you're watching this sort of stuff, thank you. I congratulate you, because usually I offend veterinary students. I'm not sure why, but it's awesome. I think that this sort of industry and vets should work well together. Vets look from the from the feet up, and I look from the back down. The fact that we have a different way of looking at the same thing, I think, in a professional relationship, I think is awesome. So keep it up. Thanks for watching, and keep checking that sort of stuff out.
Sonia Gould, do you ride?
No, I've ridden 4 horses, not getting on another one. I like the furry puzzle. I'm obsessed by the puzzle. I really don't want to be on their back, but I love that people like riding them.
Thanks, Sonia. Tasha Tata, just had a Bowen therapist out.
Yep.
Pops were heard below the ear. Is this normal?
No, not really. It's more, that's usually chiropractic. There's a chiropractor that I follow. I think I follow 8 people on TikTok. There's a chiropractor that I follow, and this Mike is his name. Hey, Mike, if you see this or whatever, I really like his stuff. I'm not chiropractic. I don't pop anything. But what can happen is if you put all the muscles back into integrity, Often when the animal tilts its head, often you'll hear it pop. It's not uncommon for horses' necks to pop when I treat them and they turn around to look at me. But it's not something that I go for.
Follow up from that, same horse, same issue, same person. Tash says, I was always told it was the pole. He said...
It's not the freaking pole.
That's what he said.
It's never the pole.
Buy the t-shirts, they'll be really
Yeah, right.
Have you ever treated a severe case? And if you know, how is that horse doing now? From Abigail. Thanks.
Hi, Abigail. I treat a lot of severe cases often. You know what? If they're really severe and we've got something that's horribly chronic, like a really horribly fractured pelvis, sometimes they come. Mostly pelvis fractures come good. They're fine. There's been quite a few that I've had that were rehabilitable, something. But I deal with vets on those ones, so that's when I'm in conjunction with vets a lot.
Can anyone do this? I
Yes.
love horses. What can I expect after enrolling in your course?
Oh, so this is not a course. So what you've got at the moment is you've got a diagnostic resource on my website. What can you expect from that? You can expect to know a lot more about your horse and understand your horse a lot better. You'll be able to know what sorts of twitches are what. You'll be able to tell if it's a muscular, gut, structural, saddle, probably not feet, but you just get to know your horse a lot better. You get to know soreness a lot better. You get to understand what all those twitches are when you run your hand over a horse. That's what you learn in the certificate course that's coming. You're going to learn how to do the magic.
Head shy mare, cannot fix, been 3 years. This is still Tash.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, it's a really difficult one, Tash. As I said, without actually seeing it personally, it could be hyoid TMJ, it could be C1, C2, it could just be head shyness, there could be something in the ears, there could be teeth things. There are so many different areas, and doing it like this is probably not a really good way of doing it. So I'd still say see a vet, and if you've seen a vet and you haven't had much joy, see another vet.
What has been the furthest inland you have had to go for a job?
Oh, Warrnambool. That's not inland. I don't travel much away from Melbourne.
Sorry, getting there. Cullen Sorrells. Sorry, everyone.
Yep.
How often does the restriction slash
Yep.
pathology you're treating originate in the cervical region?
Oh, not often. Oh, you know what? Lower cervical, often it's common. So lower neck is common. That's usually from collection or horses holding their heads. So I would say two of the most common soreness I have is lower neck, which is the last of the cervical vertebrae, and hamstrings. They're probably two of the most common things that I have across the board in all sports.
Thanks, Cullen. Josie McAllister, who you answered a question for earlier, thank you so much.
Yes.
Selman 001, this is a master at his best.
Oh, thank you. That's really, I appreciate those. Thank you. That's really kind.
Linda,
love it.
Please think about the clinics. A lot of people would be very interested.
Yeah.
And also, how often do you have to treat the same horse?
Not
Once
often.
A week or?
No, I usually, if I haven't fixed it in the first time, often I won't charge it. Well, it doesn't happen. That's the whole point. Every time I go, I used to say I need to do a follow-up just to check. I now know if I fixed it or not, just because of experience and because of how I check everything. I'll treat it once, and I'm not happy if I haven't fixed it once. The ones that the soreness will only come back if they re-injure from doing sport or the paddock. I do maintain a lot of horses, but they're high-performance horses. They always want to make sure that any little thing that has happened in the work or in the paddock is gotten rid of as quickly as possible. Racing, we like to make sure that they're limber and open and ready to go. Some of the racing stables I go to every week, but we always treat different horses each week. It's not the same ones. Generally, I'd say even in racing, it's like a month turnaround. If it's anything more than that, I'm just not happy with myself.
Edward Guy?
Yes.
Just says, hey mate, is it someone you know?
No, hey buddy.
Hey.
Not that I know.
Andy, where do I find the courses?
LangederEquine.com. Go to my website. The diagnostic resources there. It's got so much information. I tell you, it's got a crazy amount of information. It's got a really cool horse thing with the buttons. You push the buttons, it goes to the modules. You have to sign up. It's cheap. I made sure it was cheap. It's not about making money. It's about making it accessible to as many people as possible. I just want people to learn how to check their horses properly. That's the whole reason why we do all of this.
Treatment 1 will be there as well, but follow on all the platforms so that you find out when that's on the bubble and coming up.
How are we going for time?
Really love your work. How are we going with time? You don't want to know. It's going well though.
Anyway.
I'm just trying to milk as much information on the live out of you before we press stop.
Yeah, right.
Because there's
you're going to start editing these now, Drew.
No,
yeah.
I'm just going to run an hour episode.
An hour episode.
All right, enough from me. Tash was told she was ear twitched back in. Tash is not accepting.
I know, Tash. You're not listening. You're not listening. I know. Right. I want to talk to Tash quickly. Okay. Tash, I hear a lot of people saying that the horses have been ear twitched, that they've been twitched by the face, they've been pinched in the neck, all that sort of stuff. I understand they usually once horses are quite forgiving things, but they can also hang on to stuff. I'd really want to know that you don't have a structural proper problem that is not going away, and I don't do stories around. I'm really horrible when people tell me about their horse and they're telling me the story. I don't listen to the story. I hardly ever do. I listen to my hands once I run my hand over the horse, because that tells me a lot more. Unless there's specific things that I'm looking at. And for you, the one that I'm getting is that the atlas has been fractured. As soon as I hear that, I want to make sure that we don't have anything floating. We don't have any nervous referrals, etc. There's nothing wrong with the ear. I go very clinical with that sort of stuff. I don't listen to the horse. The horse has one job for me, which is standing still and just chilling out with me. I'm not that concerned if they're having a good time. They always zone out, and I like that. I like meditating with them. But I don't listen to the story that much because it can become confusing. Sorry.
Come to still Tash. She's persevering. Come to bloody Gippsland, man. We really need you, Tash.
Thank you, Tash.
Send the jets.
Send the jets.
Sav, where did you train?
I've been mostly working for myself. Bowling therapist 25 years ago, 1999, as I said, with Russell Sturgis at Fascial Kinetics. That helped me understand about fascia, nerve, the autonomic nervous system, all that sort of stuff. Drew's laughing. So that was the start of it. And then I had a mate called Richard Wallace, who is a sacrocranial osteopath. We threw things around, theories around all the time, read a lot of books.
3Amcom says, what is it that happens that makes the horse better almost instantly?
This video actually explains it. If you go onto TikTok, which you obviously are, this video will explain it. And it's a very complex thing, trying to explain it simply.
Thanks, 3Amcom. And thanks, everyone. Keep liking. I love that little fountain of hearts. Abby's still with us. What is your greatest achievement?
Just learning how to do what I do. Marrying Pucci. Marrying Pucci, and just learning how to do what I do and making it accessible.
Speaking of Pucci, thanks, Abigail. Nayad. Hi. Oh my God, you're so handsome. Lol. Thank you for all you're doing. And
Pucci thinks so too. She's waving just over there. Hi, Pucci.
Andy, we need you to come to Canada.
Yes, I'd love to. We're definitely going to make that happen, Andy. I promise. Within a year.
What is your opinion on the effectiveness of acupuncture?
I love acupuncture. I love any weirdness, any subtle therapies. I absolutely love them. I think that there are really good people, and there are people who just do it. I think any master of their craft in healing of any sort is worth their weight in gold. I am not, like I said, I am not chiropractic. Do not want to do it, have no inclination in doing it, but love Mike in the States, who I follow. Just because I have a difference of bias doesn't mean that I don't appreciate and like other modalities. I love all sorts of modalities. I'm obsessed by them.
Jamie, hi from New Zealand.
New Zealand, hello.
Midwest Radtech, appreciate your education so much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, there is a lot of questions.
See, you shouldn't have done this, Drew. Hey, do you want to maybe stop that and continue with questions, or are you just happy to film it all and edit?
I mean, I'll just use it again for another.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, good.
Might blow up the computer.
So we're concentrating on TikTok here. So if you got any questions, feel free to go for it.
So, do you have an in-person course?
No, and I also do. So it's coming. I don't have an in-person course. I'm writing a course at the moment. I also don't do ride-alongs because I'm way too busy. I do 12 to 16-hour days. It might be something that I will offer at a really limited amount. I bought a couple of Canadians that came to Australia, and they're awesome. I'm still in contact with them. I will be looking maybe at doing some limited ride-alongs, like maybe once a month or something. And it's only going to be open to 1 or 2 people. I am too busy. I like the idea of having people so I can explain to it one-on-one. And you know what? I spoke to a bloke today. I think he's from Queensland, and he might fly down, and I might spend a day with him. But it's limited.
Christian's going to kill me for this, but the email contact address is christian@langederequine.com. So if you've got any outlandish offers, hit him up, see what you can make happen, everyone.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Christian says, Ep.7.
Oh, hello. I don't know.
I did that accent. It's a bit racist. Jody McAllister, Central Oklahoma here.
Oh,
Hi,
wow.
Jody. Love your method and would love for it to be taught in the States. Yes,
I am going to, if nothing else, within the next year, I'm definitely going to make sure I write this course and I come do clinics in the States. It's like number 1 on my list.
What's the photo? Did you get kicked? No, I've just pressed pause on funny looking...
yeah, could you move? Could you change that?
Yeah, sure. Tash, yes, I am persistent. Thanks heaps for...
No, a pleasure. Thank you so much for interacting. And like I said, yep, yeah, that's good enough. Like I said, it's very difficult, but I'd love, Thanks for the banter. I love it.
Another Gippslandian.
Yep.
Phoebe, please come to Gippsland.
Yes.
Espinito says, bit early to be on the sauce, mate.
That's tea. Ugh. How bad is that?
That is 00.
Yeah, 00.
Okay. Hello, Chris from Hannah.
Oh, Hannah. Yes, I know Hannah.
Love your work, Chriso.
Thank you.
Bilbo Baggins. Is your name Pfizer? Because you made my heart stop. Oh, we're safe. Pushy's gone.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Becoming a live hit on Christian fest.
A live hit on Christian thing.
Sorry, everyone, bear with me.
No, that's all right. You can...
Andy, yes, I will contact you on your website. Tash is back again. Gippsland is closer than Canada.
I know.
The email, Tash. I just gave the email.
Get a jet.
Just gave the email.
Yes. You're funny.
Oh,
look, so here's the problem, Tash, sorry, as far as local. I closed my books 5 years ago. I have, when I got to having 1,070 clients, and that's not horses, that's people, that's stables. And some of my stables have got 100 horses in work. So I got 1,070 clients, and poor Caroline, my PA, who I don't talk about often, but she is the one that makes everything work. She had to tap me out. She's like, stop it, I can't do it anymore. So we had to close the books. Even with the people that are booked in or the people on my books, it takes them about 3 months to see me. So it's near impossible. So that's why I consider going overseas for blocks, but unfortunately I can't take on new clients.
Hannah says, I wish I win for the Everest.
Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, okay.
Don't know if it's
There's a tip.
Or, yeah. Oh, I wish I win.
Yeah, I wish I win.
Everest.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
There you go. Horse sports naturally. Oh, I love the weirdness too.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
Hannah, hi. Megan Perrin, Northern New South Wales is a beautiful area if you'd like to visit.
Oh yeah, thank you. I'd love to see Northern New South Wales, but unfortunately right now, especially with spring, polo kicking in and all the dressage stuff going on, I'm very stuck in Melbourne.
Hannah says, I would fly over from New Zealand to be under your wing. I guess that's a ride-along, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, probably, yes.
Send an email, Hannah. Okay, I will fly in then. Linda...
So as Drew keeps scrolling, thank you all you guys on TikTok for interacting. It's so cool. I love it. Drew's trying to keep up with it all, and he's just like shaking his head and scrolling, going, "Oh my God, I can't keep up with this." It's so cool that everyone's interacting. It's so cool that we're trying to. I love trying to teach people about the horses, about soreness, about all that sort of stuff. I know it's tricky. I know sometimes it can cook your head, but seriously, if you get onto my website, have a look. Just have a look at the example module and have a look at the videos on there. I try to make it as simple as possible. I use chalk texters and scribble on the horses. It really is, as Drew has said once before, I've tried to make it as unintimidating as possible. It's great for vets, great for vet students, great for therapists, and really, like, I direct it mostly at horse owners of all ages, because I want everyone to be able to understand this as simply as possible.
And a good starter to lead into the treatment plan, which he is working night and day on that.
Yes.
Josie McAllister, I'll pitch in for your fare to the States. I'll pitch in for your fare to the States.
Yeah.
Devon 1434, I love your videos. You
Thanks.
have a gift. Hi from Bend, Oregon.
Thank you, Oregon. Isn't it cool that you can be in Melbourne, Australia, talking to people in the States and helping people out in the States? So cool.
Molly and Moonlight. Hi, love your work. Big fan. Nice to see you on live. Really enjoying the live.
Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the questions and the answers.
He really is a handsome bloke.
Oh, God. Thanks. Thank you.
This is taking a turn.
Yes, I know. I'm going to take a turn in a
Hi,
second.
Chris. Any plans to come to Queensland?
Not yet. No, unfortunately. Only for holidays.
Thanks, Robin. Sonia Gold. Any plans to come to New Zealand?
Not yet.
Let's see
No.
previous answer. Pookie, are you able to help when a horse that is sore? No. Are you able to help when a horse that is sore along his spine / where the saddle sits, or is that KS?
No, it's not necessarily kissing spine. You can absolutely help it. But again, I'm going to direct you to my website, right? Because knowing the difference between saddle, which is going to be a skin irritation or bruising, muscular or spinal, is a very particular way of checking. You're checking for very particular things. It is really simple. Go to my website, check it out. I know I keep on going back to the website, but I can have much better conversations with people if we have the similar language that we can speak. And so I built that website so we can actually talk about particular problems. I have an old bloke called Ken, he's an old farrier / trainer / whatever, and I'm always on the phone to him just talking about horses and talking about how to fix them up. You know what? The only way we can talk is by him knowing the same language that I'm speaking and looking at the same points that I'm talking about. So I can say to him, check out point number 23, and he's like, oh, yeah, okay. Now, if you're out there, Ken, hi, love chatting with you. He's an old farm guy. He's got one horse. He's a one-horse trainer, but I just love chatting with him because he's an interesting bloke.
Are you able to help? No, we just did that. Thanks, Pookie. No. Oh, he has the best smile. I'm in CT USA. Doubt we will ever meet, but so happy for all the animals that he treats. That's nice.
Oh, no, definitely coming to the States. Thank you.
Megan Perrin, I'm just going to have to do the course and learn to be as fantastic as you, if that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Utah Valley Farrier. Oh. What is your method?
It's the Langeder method. If I'm going to name it, it's my own method, but it's very osteopathic. Very, I always say it's similar to osteopathy in one form or another. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Horses need more humans that can do what you do. Thanks.
I totally agree. That's why I'm doing this.
Magical AF again.
Yeah.
Hello. thanks for staying with us. I'm going to need you to come to Ohio.
Yeah,
Sure.
Ohio would be cool.
So,
As Drew says, send a jet.
yep.
Yep.
Christian@langederequine.com
Yeah.
and send the offers. Oh, well, Christian's going to be happy with that. 13.8 thousand likes on this one. Is that a bit better than last
Yeah,
time?
that's pretty cool,
Yeah,
hey?
good. Thank you,
How
everyone.
nice is that? Thank you so much. I love this stuff.
Carly Drummond, hi, registered equine massage therapist here.
Oh, hello.
Wondering how different your technique is. Compared. Let's just say Bowen.
Oh, it's
She
more
hasn't
subtle.
written it. I'm just making that up.
It's very osteopathic. It's very Bowen-esque. It's very, people compare me to Jim Masterson. They compare me to Emmett Therapy. They compare me to Bowen Osteopathy. It's kind of, I don't know Jim. I don't know his work. I've been in a documentary with him, but I don't know much about his stuff because I'm in my own little world just doing my thing. And so it's my own little weird, simple stuff.
Here's an easy, quick one. Can you do this for other animals?
Yes, everything. I do it for rhinos in Werribee. Snakes, koalas. Couldn't fix the snake that I ran over today, though.
Ohio, come to Ohio. I would just like to say hello from England, UK.
Oh, thank you. We haven't had England today, but you are obviously up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, so that like you either need to go to sleep or you work night shift.
Magical AF says, what part? I'm not sure what that's referring to. If you can re-ask the question, Magical, we'll get to it. Jamie Andrew Lee, today from Whyalla, South Australia.
Oh, yeah, Whyalla. Good fishing. Yeah, hello.
He needs to go to Ohio.
Yes, Ohio, obviously.
Hi from Vancouver, Alicia Pinau. Sorry, Alicia, I'm murdering that with the accent. Anyway,
Hello,
Alicia,
Canada. We get a lot of Canada, America, England, and Ireland usually. Hey, Canada, definitely going to come and see you too.
Yes, we have several horses that would benefit from you hitting the US. I think that was Ohio.
Oh, absolutely.
Hannah, I wish you win. Trained by Peter Moody. Set for the 20 million Everest race. So
beautiful.
Horse.
Yeah.
Hannah, Saturday 14th. Okay.
Awesome.
Hit clip pouch. Hello from New York. Love your videos. Thanks for sharing them.
Thank you, New York.
Is that Pucci? D-U-N-N-E? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah? Pucci's just given a love heart and a fire. I think
Thanks,
that's.
Pucci.
She may be implying stay away from my man. I'm not really sure.
No.
Megan Perrin, so lucky you're sharing your knowledge with us for the horses.
Thank you.
Hi from Cape Town, South Australia.
Cape Town, South Australia. Never been there. Hello.
South Africa.
South Africa?
Yes.
Sorry, did I say?
Oh, my God. South Africa.
Sorry,
Jeez.
I'm so sorry.
There we go. My God. He messed that up with his accent as well.
Don Prohaska. Is it like Equine Touch?
Don't know. Good question.
Great content.
Thank you.
Sonia Gold, thoughts on cupping for humans?
Oh, I love that too. Yeah, absolutely. Haven't had it though. I'd like to try it, but I love any type of therapy.
Hannah, do you massage yourself?
Yes, I treat myself, absolutely, but I don't have that much wrong with me at this point.
Hey, from the deep south, New Zealand, love your videos.
Thank you so much. How cool.
All
right, well, I think
we're
we should.
Over an hour and
we should
15,000 likes.
Clean it up. Thank you guys. Thanks so much. I love all the questions. It has been awesome, and hopefully we can make something of that and this. But thank you all for tuning in. I love this. I'm going to be here next Saturday at the same time. So midday next Saturday. Feel free to jump on. Anyway, hopefully we'll have more interesting TikToks. We'll see what happens during the week. And we will see you all soon. Thank you very much.